Good day, my friends, and welcome back once again to Brotherhood of the Bat Collectibles. My name's Chris, and I'm the Batman statue collector, and I am joined today by Mrs. BSC.
Hi.
Hello. A rare appearance on the channel, but she has a lot of information that I thought you guys would really appreciate because today we're going to be talking about collecting insurance. Now, I've been doing this channel for 9 years. And in that amount of time, it's always been kind of that big question mark. How do I go and get insurance? Like, who's, a good, reliable company to go through? And I've never really had a very good answer. And so we went through this process this last year in 2024, and I thought this again would make a good video kind of talking about the experiences. You actually went in and talked to the insurance people, and so I just kind of want you to kind of fill us in on the process. Like, how did we start, with inventory and everything else? Like, what was the first steps that we had to do?
Okay, first we should make clear that we are not insurance adjusters or agents of any course, any site at all. We are just talking about our own personal experience, insuring our particular collection and what that looked like for us. And I would encourage you to explore this with your own insurance agent. And if you are a collector or if you have a significant amount of money wrapped up in a collection of any sort, you should definitely be considering talking to someone with more experience about this. So
this is for entertainment
this is
purposes
just
only.
to explain what we did and why we did it. So basically, it's something I've always worried about. We live in Tornado Alley, and so something I've always been concerned with is if a tornado wipes out our house, are we covered? Is this covered by our normal homeowners insurance for furnishings or whatever? Is this covered? And the answer I got was no, it's not covered. It would be difficult to cover it and actually recover what we got with just regular homeowners insurance. So in 2024, I started getting more information, and our insurance agent basically asked us to create an inventory of everything that was in the collection. So I came to Chris and said, I need you to make me a list of every single piece you've got here. I need you to make it a spreadsheet. I need you to make it something that's shareable with me. And so to my surprise, he did that without very much nagging.
That's true. And basically what I did is like it's a Google spreadsheet or whatever, but I basically did what the value is, and not what maybe the value is currently, but the value that I paid. Okay, so some of the statues,
Purchase
obviously,
value.
yeah, the purchase value. So some of the statues, the value might be a lot more in whatever year, but it's just my purchase value. So I went through and did every single statue that I had, and that's going to be a continuous ebb and flow because some statues come in, some go out, and so I'm going to constantly have to adjust that. And also, not only with my statues, but I also did all of my original art pieces. So I had to calculate every single David Finch piece or my Jim Lee pieces or whatever, because they are high value. And in a lot of cases, those are worth a lot more than the actual statues are. And again, this was based on purchase price at the time. Okay.
You will sometimes hear people online say that you just need to take a video camera and walk around your house and document your furnishings. Now, we have lots of video documentation on what is and isn't in this room, thanks to the channel. So I didn't feel like we really needed to do that. But the other thing that really affects us, and I think a lot of collectors, is this collection is changing and moving a lot. So pieces come in, pieces go out, and change hands quite a bit. So that was the reason I wanted the spreadsheet, something that we could go through. The way our insurance works is once a year, we have a meeting with our insurance agent to go over our coverage and make sure that, nothing has significantly changed. And so our goal moving forward is before that meeting once a year, Chris is going to go back through the spreadsheet and change and add and subtract what is and isn't here. And really it comes down to more like the bottom line, if our total collection amount has changed significantly or not. But so that's the point of the spreadsheet, so that we can reevaluate it every year and take off a piece that may have left the collection and add the pieces that have been added to the collection. So the spreadsheet made it really easy for us.
Do you know if it matters like how much you have in your collection? Like dollar wise? I mean, like whenever I totaled up everything, I have north of 100 grand in here, which is a lot of money. Like what if somebody had, something like, 20 grand worth of stuff? Does it matter, do you think?
It does. I think it's like anything else with insurance is it covers your purchase price. So the amount of premium you have covers what you have. So, if our $100,000 policy costs us $200 a year, then somebody's $20,000 policy might only cost them $5 a year. Those are numbers I'm completely making up, by the way. But so I would say the premium will probably reflect how much coverage you have.
Okay.
So yes, the total dollar amount matters. And I will also say that for people with collections bigger than ours, we know you're out there.
Mr. X. Yeah.
They did have special riders for pieces that were over a certain dollar amount. So she did go through the individual pieces and look at what each individual piece was valued at, because there are certain riders that have to be put on pieces over a certain dollar amount. Now, we didn't have a piece that qualified for a special rider, but if you have one of those really high dollar pieces in your collection, that may need a special rider.
So do you have any idea how much that amount was?
How much was our collection?
No, how much the rider amount would have been. Because I don't have it anymore, but like my biggest piece in my collection statue-wise was the Heath Ledger Joker bust. That was $4,000. So I would imagine
I think it was like a $10,000 piece.
So I don't have anything,
and again, that probably varies between insurance companies and that sort of thing.
Okay.
So basically, when I went in for our meeting with the 1-year checkup, I took that document, that spreadsheet that Chris handed me, and said, hey, it's time for us to get a specific rider for our collectibles. And one of the agents, actually, this is like her specialty. She does this. We live in a small Midwestern town, so I really wasn't sure how much experience our agent would have with collections like this. But she has actually done other art collections and other collections, so she felt really confident in it. So she took our spreadsheet and did the math, and there were actually about 3 or 4 different policies that could cover it. There's like an art policy, there's a collectibles policy. There were some different options for different policies, is what I should say. And she went through, looked at all of our pieces, and was able to choose the policy that best fit our collection, money-wise, how many pieces-wise, what was being covered. So having that list and an idea of it really, really helped, and made the whole process go so much faster. Instead of just starting with an inquiry, I had information in my hand.
That's awesome. So, outside of taking it to your agent, letting them take care of anything, is there anything else we had to do outside of that?
I mean, that was really it. But I would tell you if I were starting this process again, the 2 things I would do if you're worried about it and you don't have additional insurance on your collection is, number 1, you definitely need some video evidence of your pieces. You want to make sure that you have video evidence of them in your home or in your collection. And then second is definitely start that spreadsheet. My husband, God love him, I love him, not the king of organization. And so I have to have a spreadsheet. I love a spreadsheet. So that's what I would tell you is start the stupid spreadsheet, start listing your pieces and keeping track of it. It seems daunting. I mean, I look around this room and it seems like a really daunting task to individually list every piece and what was paid for it. And I mean, he was going through receipts and emails, trying to find numbers. And he was able to get it done in about 2 days, working on it. So I would encourage you to definitely do the spreadsheet. Next year when we do this again, or this fall when we do it again, it's going to be a lot easier for him to just look at that spreadsheet and know what's on it and add to it and subtract from it. So this year it's going to be even faster. So those would be the 2 things in preparation, is get those 2 pieces of information together, a good video document and a good spreadsheet.
It's great advice. And again, depending on what company you go through, I'm sure there are other ones, out there that are just specific for collectibles. Again, we've never done that. We just went through our, our home insurance, basically. And so just make a phone call, and say, hey, is this something that you offer? I've got a large collection, or I've got, X, Y, and Z amount of money here invested in this collection. Can you help us out? It's worth the phone call. It's worth an email or whatever, just to see, because again, we didn't know that we were covered that way.
And we weren't. I mean, that was what I had always sort of thought, that maybe our homeowners policy just generally covered, because it will cover furnishings, basic furnishings, and it will cover that sort of thing, but this wasn't really included. It would have been very difficult for them to have made to reimburse us if our collection was lost, if we didn't have this additional rider. So I'm really glad that we got this done. It does take a little weight off my shoulder, and it really did not add a ton of money to our policy annually. So I'm very pleased with having this done and feeling like, okay, well, if something goes wrong, we're at least covered. Also, this collection room is in the basement of our home. And so, we worry about floodwaters getting in here, something crazy, which I can't imagine, but water main breaks or something crazy happens. We just want to be covered as we can be. So I felt like this is a really important topic for you collectors that you should be considering. And if you don't know, if you're not 100% sure that your homeowner's insurance is going to cover your collection, or if you think, man, my collection has maybe gotten bigger than how it started and I need additional coverage, then it's time. Reach out to your insurance agent. They were super helpful. Like I said, our agent literally just took the information I had. She was like, I'll get back to you. And within 2 days, I had a number and a policy, and we were off and running. And what my thought was, why didn't we do this sooner? We should have had this covered sooner.
Yeah.
We're lucky that we never had need for it sooner, but now that it's done, I'm glad it's done.
Again, we just didn't know. We didn't know how to start. And so, again, hopefully this video is helpful. And really, it's just peace of mind. If you have a lot of money invested, and again, whether it's art or you just collect paintings or whatever you collect that's worth value, it might be worth your while to look into it, just for, again, peace of mind.
And I would also say that, I understand if your collection gets destroyed, it's going to be devastating. There's no amount of monetary reimbursement that's going to bring your collection back the way it was. And I understand this, but it's also an investment. So there's an emotional investment, but there's also a financial investment. And I think covering that financial investment is just extremely important.
That's right. That way you can buy it all back if you need to.
Right. That's exactly what I meant.
Of course. Well, anyway, I want to thank you for your time. And again, thank you for going in and talking to the agent that day, because that was very helpful, obviously, to not only myself, but to our family. And again, just peace of mind knowing that we are protected if anything does happen. And again, hopefully this is helpful to you out there. And if we can provide any additional information, please let me know in the comments down below. We'll do our best to answer it. And yeah, anything else you want to say before we wrap it up?
No. Good luck. I hope you guys protect your financial investments.
Absolutely. Well, as always, guys, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, we'll see you in the Bat Cave. Bye, everybody. Hey guys, I have partnered up with Red Wolf Collectibles, maker of incredible comic book display options, including this outstanding, heavy-duty, and well-made slab stand featuring an anti-slip pad and all the accessories needed to display your most prized slab comic books, just like this one here in my collection. And now they even have interchangeable 3D design plates that feature really strong magnets that let you easily swap out logos to match your comic books, slabs, or whatever superhero you want to feature in your display in an absolutely incredible way. And these are just some of the plates available for purchase from DC, Marvel, and much, much more. I mean, look at all of the options here. You can even have your own custom logo made. And they also offer magnetized comic book frames. You simply remove the front, place your comic book inside, and place the magnetized cover back on. It's that simple, yet looks absolutely amazing, and even features a built-in hook so you can display it on the wall. I mean, look how awesome this looks. Now, if you don't have a slab, you can also purchase their protective comic book cases, which feature high-quality metal corners and screws. And you can also pair this up with the display stands to give it that amazing slab look. Now, all of these are absolutely incredible, and make sure you use code STATUE at checkout for a discount at redwolfcollectibles.com. I'm so happy to be partnering with them because their products are absolutely amazing. Hey guys, thank you so very much for watching today, and if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button right here on the screen and check out these two awesome videos. I think you're going to love them. And also please join us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I would love to have you join in all the fun. Thank you guys so very much for watching. See you in the Batcave.